Hey everybody, we're out in the Yak again. It is a Thursday afternoon, so the water is basically abandoned, which is awesome. It's a pretty high pressure place, so last time I think we caught one bass. That probably won't do any better this time, but it's fun. We're going to give it a try. I've been throwing for a little bit already. There were a few people at the boat ramp when I dropped in, and I wanted to hit some of the spots right around the boat ramp before I paddled further into the water, but we are throwing a Ned Rig right now, which is new for us, new for me. I don't typically throw a Ned Rig, but been watching a lot of burley fishing, late nights sitting up with new baby Beatrice and watching burley fishing, and he's all about that Ned Rig, and so I want to get some practice in with it. Probably going to hit a river in the next couple weeks that has smallmouth. This small lake is supposed to have smallmouth, but most of the catches are crappie and largemouth, so at least on Fishbrain. But I want to get some practice in with it. Right now we've got a black and blue Z-Man Elastec TRD crawl. We did have a California crawl color Guggen bait rattling Ned on for a few minutes, but I tried kind of jerry rigging a Texas rig on there and it just didn't work, and I just tore the bait up, so we took it off and we'll pull the rattle from it and melt it. But I had wanted some EWGs, but with everything going on, I looked at jigs and everybody else is just about sold out of them unless you want to wait several weeks for shipping, and I didn't, so I just picked up some plain old Ned Rig stand-up mushroom head style jigs. So yeah, that's what we've got going on. Outside of that, we've got a white Arky style, or just kind of like your universal jig tied on with a June bug creature bait. It's left over from another fishing trip, but it might do well. The water's really murky, so I might tie on something darker. And then we have a chartreuse spin bait with a pumpkin green purple fleck creature bait on it. Last time I tried to shoot a video, it didn't end up turning out to be anything, but the challenge was only to use baits we had already used at some point. So we dug into our goop bags, we've got our homemade worm oil, and we're using baits that had been rigged on other rigs previously. And we caught a couple fish, but we snagged a snapping turtle. It was just a bad morning. So we are still tied up from that, and I'll probably retie some of those. Chartreuse spin bait probably going to stay on because it's just going to work well in this dark water, this dirty water, and then I'll probably switch out the jig at some point for like a diving crank or a rattle trap or something noisy. So yeah, stick around, watch. I'm gonna go back to the GoPro footage. Something just busted back there where I'm headed. There's like a little cove. I'll show you in a second. There's like this little cove back there. I'll show you. That's where I'm headed. You can see like back there, it goes around a little bit of a corner. It's shallower. I'm betting they're stacked back there, and some solid, like a Texas rig or a topwater or something will do it. So we'll see. And of course, I'll show you. We've got a beautiful space. Normally it's really shallow back there, but with all the rain and everything, it might be pretty deep. So let's get to it. Let it dead stick for a second. Oh, we have got a bite. We've got a good bite. Ah, shoot. That was 100% a bite. I think it's probably this. So we're going to sacrifice this one. Alright, so this is a Z-Man Elastec black and blue TRD Craw Z. And they all fly out of that plastic as soon as you open it. That's okay. Alright. Pin those down. See if we can't. Should have stretched this before I put it on there. Never used any of their Elastec stuff. Pretty stretchy. Okay, these useless weed guards. They're just garbage. Just the truth. Can't really get away from it. See that? Bait fish or something. I'm just gonna drag it, drop it, drag it, drop it. Rinse and repeat. As I drift, my goal is to head back to that little cove. Wind's coming this direction, so I want to be on the wind-blown bank. Even though it's not that strong, I don't know that it's actually moving bait fish or anything, but last time I fished the other end, we caught one bass. I want to fish this end of the water. Make a move. That cove back there looks pretty good. Those little weed guards, I want to clip them off, I think. They are a pain because all they do is catch the line and like get tangled in the line, and they're not strong enough to actually guard against picking up any leaves or anything. Be afraid to take like a boat that had much depth to it. There's a lot of stumps and logs back here. Stumps and logs. Put that one right there. Oh, thank you. Yeah, back there I was hearing splishy splashes. A little bit closer so I can hopefully skip back into there with some of this. And back there is probably good over there. Alright, the trick is going to be not landing in the trees. Ooh. Oh. I was sure that was a bite. I was positive that was a bite. Well, that was noisier than I wanted. Still trying to figure out the angle for this thing while I'm in the kayak. Here's somebody talking. I might see a fish right there. Ooh, that was definitely a bite. There we go. Keep him pinned. Keep him pinned. All right, little guy. All right, so let me show you guys real quick. When I do this, what I'm gonna do is loosen the line so that I can work with the fish. And throw the rod in the rod holder here. Okay. Here we go. Another one jumped back there. Woo, feisty guy. Pale. Pretty. All right. Make sure you guys have them in frame. Yeah. Slimy. Feisty. Good gills. Looks good. Back in the drink. Okay. Let's take a look and see how our Elastec fared. Good. Rig's not so great, and that's my fault. I didn't rig it really well. You know, all that Texas rigging has got me thrown off. Okay. Let's throw this guy back in there. See if we can't reproduce that. And that was on a Garbo cast too. I knew they were back here. I could hear them splashing. That cast that like went into those leaves and landed, and I could still feel them hit it. One down, one bass down. I did not get a picture for fish brain, but that's okay. This thing also floats. I don't know if I mentioned that paddle, it floats. We had another hit, like right immediately on the fall. Oh my goodness, this is a better one. Or maybe it's a stick. I think it's a stick. It's coming really slowly. Thought the way the drag was going. Let me tighten my drag up. Might be a log, actually. And we might have to go to it. Oh, I don't want to do that. We're disturbing a lot of silt right here. Oh, shoot. We had a bite, and then I set the hook into a log. Of course, I'm scaring all the fish away from back here. I can even see the logs. Really expecting that oh, it's a stick. Surprised the leader hasn't snapped off by now. Let's see, we need to retie, probably. Line feels okay. Knot looks okay. Which will break off on the next half pounder. I'm going to fish this direction for a little bit since we caused all that disturbance back there. And then I'll throw back in back there. Another advantage of having EWG is, like, you know, that was not necessarily even the hook set. It couldn't roll up over the log. Just poked right in. That's it. I think I've lost it this time. Yep. We're in two different trees. That's not coming out. That's going to break. It's got to. Oh, sorry, guys. You can see we are stuck in a tree over there that's dead. There's a dead branch we're tangled in there. I can see somebody else's line stuck up there, too. Oh, come on. There's a break already. Oh, we're tying. I don't remember the story here. I don't think it's necessary. It's necessary. You guys understand the comments. You always run for the braid and it's dark in the water. I'm not sure if seen. So, look at this. Okay, we're messing. Open it up. Right, probably got a lot of stick. Right, get off the stick. Okay, put this over. Not using lines, braid. Okay. There. Okay. Here, here's a good braid colors. These yeah, colors are not exactly braid. Okay, I'll try 4 of a. So I got it. I'm gonna power. I can't. I'm gonna get to that. I know, as is. There we go. There's that first Ned Rig fish. That's pretty good. He was a little bit. I don't know. I can see that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That was our first Ned Rig fish. Not bad at all. He wasn't the biggest, but been watching. You know that size is not our main concern. We just want to catch fish. Tell you what, if you want to see some other good Ned Rig, if you want to see good Ned Rig videos, check out Burley Fishing, check out Debo Fishing. Debo Ned Rig is like a champ. And I've seen Burley catch a lot of smallmouth on that Ned Rig. I think smallmouth. We might need to move down the shore and come back this way. For all the noise we've made. At some point I'd love to install a fish finder on a kayak. Oh, come on. And this is why I like EWGs. Oh, break your rod. These are good hooks. They probably won't bend out if they were the other hooks I have. They'll probably just bend out. As you can tell, you guys can tell my anchor's doing nothing. Oh. I might be stuck in some rock here. There's a fish right over there. I see multiple fish right there. No, don't go closer. I can see them there. I see bluegill. I see largemouth. They're small, but you know us, we like small fish. However, they're also not really on the bottom. And obviously, if I'm looking at them, they're not on the bottom. So we've got blue penny. It's come on. He's got that copper fleck on one side, and then that light blue on the other side. So we've got the two different color tones there for some contrast, and that rattle. I don't know, like, man, stuff is stretchy. Oh my gosh. If you guys can see that, it's like, oh, there we go. Did not want to come off of that. I could probably use him again. Throw him there. It's got the rattle. Blue color, that fleck for some contrast. I don't know if it's a dark enough or contrasting enough color. You guys tell me what your top color would be in these conditions. You know, the water's pretty dirty. My braid is all like twisted. Oh, there we go. Let's just, okay. I mean, it's pretty visible. That copper gives it a nice flash, actually. Okay. can cast it back there again. Ah, right in the tree again. Trees are not my friend, guys. You know, on the bank, you have so much trouble fishing bodies of water like this, getting hung up in the trees. So you buy a kayak and you get out on the water, get away from the trees, and all I do is get hung up in the trees. Bumping over a bunch of sticks and structure. Almost felt like bites. I just kept reeling. I could tell I'm coming up and over structure or cover or whatever you guys want to call it. See? I've got to get my hands on some EWG Ned heads. Okay. It's time to make one more cast. Go this way. Make a move. Might throw the spinnerbait out. No, normally I'd run it along the shoreline, but I'm seeing a bunch of bait fish jump out here, so if I run it through, it's got kind of mimics that school bait fish type action with the blades, and we've got a bright chartreuse on, so it's going to contrast well. We're hung up again. Joys of unexposed hook. Come on, buddy. Sometimes giving it that slack, all of a sudden we'll give enough momentum to leave whatever it's hung up on. And other times you just gotta pull yourself to it. Until it decides to come undone on its own. The slack keeps going out of the line, so I have a feeling it's a log or a stick that's slowly gonna come to the surface here. Okay, and then I'm done with the Ned Rig for now. I'll throw it again down there. Not abandoning it today, but okay. Oh, this one actually might just have to be. Part of the hang up too is like I hate getting hung up because I know that I'm missing out on fishing time. You get the bait fish jumping in front of us, and I'm like, yeah, I should be throwing something out there to mimic these bait fish. I'm not trying to get a Ned Rig back. Honestly, guys, I don't think we're gonna get this one back. I don't like the cut line. That's like one of my big no-nos, is we don't cut neither one. Because I don't want anything. Oh, I think we are stuck on it. Well, there we go. Just had to change the angle. All right, Mr. Ned Rig, you're going away for a while. Just go to your corner. I'm frustrated. Those soft plastic frogs might be better. This guy doesn't seem to want to bubble until he's like up to a pretty decent speed. I don't want to burn him in all that fast. I do want him to be, for them to be able to hit him. Got a loop. And maybe it's because this is an off-brand. This is like the Ozark Trail brand. So maybe that's why it doesn't buzz as well. You know, I'm all about budget stuff. So when it's a $4 bait, I'm gonna try it. He also runs on his side. I can probably fix that by bending the line tie. But we got wind, we got clouds, we got dirty water. You guys know what that means. And see, now he's just wanting to spin. Yep. You're gonna get cut off here in a little bit. But first, we got conditions. We got conditions that call for a specialist. All right. Paddle tail's doing its job.